It's Sarcasm Speaks. It's Jared and Bob coming at you. Wow, it is 40-3 Cowboys in that Cowboys Vikings game. I obviously haven't seen the score in a little bit. I think the last time I saw it, it was like 31-3 or 30-3 or something like that. So that's fun. That was a 1.5 point spread.
Yep. That was there was no Dallas is better than 1.5 points against Minnesota.
Yeah, that was sometimes Vegas gets it wrong, right?
No, sometimes Vegas gets it right because I'm pretty sure people wanted Minnesota.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point.
I mean, I'd have to look at the odds, but
Yeah,
or I
I
guess
don't know.
I'd have to see where the money ends up.
Right.
But it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard with the Cowboys because, um, they're like the public darling all the time. So it's like they get goofy numbers.
Yeah. So it actually looks like it closed at -2.5. And they got 50. So they being Dallas got 52% of the bets and 79% of the money, according to the Action Network. So that's
I'm seeing on Vegas Insider, I'm seeing 52. 80% of the money. Nope,
yeah.
that's not it. Yeah, it is it.
Yeah. So I mean, hey, sometimes they bait you, right?
Yeah, I mean, that was one. Well, the other thing with Minnesota is they aren't as good as their record. So
No, absolutely not.
you have to factor that in sometimes. Now, I also got burned this week with I know Washington isn't as good as the games that they've won.
Right.
And then they fucking throttled Houston. And I knew that was going to be so fucking unpopular. Houston getting 3 at home.
Yeah.
I was like, that is a heinous number. Like, no one's going to take Houston. Well, I don't know what the fuck happened because that was never close.
Yeah, it was not. It was 14-0 Washington before you could fucking bat an eyelash.
So bad.
Yeah. I'm sitting at 3-0 on the day for the where I actually put my money. So I hit the over 42.5 in the Cleveland Buffalo game.
Did your bet get canceled?
No.
Mine got fucking canceled.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I haven't checked. I just go off of the Action Network. I didn't actually look at my bookie.
My bet got canceled because I placed it right when they announced the
the change of location.
The location change. Because I hit it for 42.5, and then when I was looking this morning, I didn't have it as an open bet.
Huh. Let me see. Let me look at my account history and see if it pops up for today.
I'm betting they canceled yours too, because that spread was 49.5 later on that day.
Oh yeah. It says no bet.
Yeah.
Those fucks. Well, either way, I hit New Orleans -3.5. And then I played a teaser. I got the Jets +10 and the under 45.5. And that hit. So
really sweat out that under, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it was a tough one. Oh shit. Is Denver, Oakland going to overtime?
Yeah.
Sick. More shitty teams.
I feel like it's the punters that are fucking doing the coin toss right now.
Yeah, it's Brandon McManus and Daniel Carlson, the kickers.
It's so weird.
That's hilarious.
Well, I mean, they're the only ones who've been doing anything today, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
They must have each kicked 3 field goals.
So here we are. It's it's football Sunday, but there was something I haven't checked the pool actually. I don't know where
Don't
things are.
don't bother because
Yeah.
I mean, of course, now he knows how much it pisses me off. So fucking cunty Chris every morning. Oh, who's winning the picks? Because he knows I don't look at it until
Right. Like
um.
Sunday night or Monday
Well, so
morning.
I log in. I log in on Mondays because there's like 3 people that I usually have to send Venmo requests to.
Yeah.
Um, or like sometimes like some people forget, which is fine. What I like, I
Yeah,
don't
it
care.
happens.
Like, cause like I think Mary forgot one,
Yep.
and she's like, "So sorry." I'm like, I don't care. Like, I just
Yeah.
send this out.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
because that's what I do on Mondays. I look, but I look at like I barely look at who's winning because then you have to do, oh well, who's winning and what do they have tonight and who's behind and what do they have tonight and then what, it's too
Yeah.
much. It's just
I
fucking too
try to
much.
look, I look like once when they go to like the witching hour in the 1 o'clock window. And then I haven't really been checking during the late window, but like I might look once, but I don't really look until Sunday night football is about to kick off because then there's only 2 games left. Like
I know, but
it's a lot
there's
easier to
still
do the
so many
permutations.
there's still
Yeah.
so many though.
No, I know. But it's a lot easier to do the permutations off of 2 games left versus like fucking 7.
I know, but we have like 20, we have consistently 22 to 25 people.
Yeah.
And even then you have what's the total points and then you have to go down
Right.
4 points. That could be like 12 people
Yeah.
because you need to see who has the two opposite games of the leader.
Right.
If there's in that, so that brings a lot of people back into play.
Right. Well, there was one week, maybe 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. Shout out to Nick, friend of the show. He had it locked up before kickoff on Sunday Night Football. Like he had already
That's pretty
won
impressive at this point.
because I remember looking at it and I think I texted him um, and was like, "Hey, congrats on winning the pool already." Because the way it was like he had a 2 point lead, but whoever was in second had the same
Oh,
picks
but you
as
see,
him.
but you still have, but this is my thing though. You still have to do the math and go down the line, whatever. So it's like if someone has a 6 point lead going into Sunday Night Football, we got a winner.
Yeah.
In my opinion, everything else is more or less either too much work or it's still up for grabs.
Yeah. Well, the way it worked out, it was relatively easy. Like there was only like 3 people that could have won it. Um, and they all like they had the similar pick. Well, I forget. I don't know. I'm not. I'm just. But he had it figured out. He had it won. I
Yeah.
figured it out. Um, that he had a one before Sunday Night Football even kicked off.
Yep.
Which is nice. It's impressive.
Yeah, I don't know how today's gonna go. I feel like it's gonna be a log jam at the top, and I feel like I'm gonna get fucking crushed.
Yeah, I haven't paid too close attention, but I
Well, I don't know. I figure
feel
people.
like it was kind of a chalky day.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like people are gonna take uh Saints one and covered. Chicago lost. That could be a problem. The Giants lost. But I don't know where our people stand because there's some people that are not like that.
Yeah.
Like we don't have a very public. Well,
Yeah.
the top half isn't very public.
The Falcons won and covered. Like they beat the Bears, right?
Yeah. If the Bengals score again, they'll win and cover.
So just looking at favorites, the Pats won and covered. So that's one. Was it a push in the Buffalo game?
So I'm not even going to do this either because I don't know what the lines were because that line locked on Tuesday.
Because Action Network has it at 8 points, and I think that's a push. 31-23.
It might have been 8.5.
Yeah.
It could, dude. It truthfully could have been anywhere from 8.5 to 6.5.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I'm not doing this either. Yeah, because that's the other thing too is the spreads. The spreads lock on Tuesday, so that spread locked as a game that was being played in Buffalo.
Right. Right. Yeah. Oh, well, the Raiders just won.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to cover Devontae Adams of all
Yeah,
people.
literally the only wide receiver left on their team.
There's probably
Everyone's
five.
hurt.
there's probably 5 guys in the NFL that you just want to leave wide open. I mean, Devontae
Yeah.
Adams, Justin Jefferson, probably
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill,
Yeah. Cooper Cup before he fucking
Cooper
destroyed his
Cup.
foot. Yeah, you definitely want to just leave them wide open. It's
Yeah,
not worth
don't
cut.
don't
It's
don't cover them.
yeah, definitely don't. Oh wow, that is a terrible blown coverage. He literally ran by 3 guys.
That's awful.
Wow.
That's the number 1 defense in the NFL too.
Yeah. I had Denver -2.5 in the pool too.
Nice.
Yeah.
I probably did as well.
Yeah, I think a lot of people did. That's tough. That's tough. Oh well. So while we're on the topic of football, this is why what I eventually wanted to get to is we tell the stories, right? You've been listening to the show long enough, you know, we're massive pieces of shit. We can't do anything right. You know the deal, right? You get it by now. If you're new to the show, welcome. That's this is what to expect.
Actually,
So
Fudge said he's going to start listening. So,
oh, shout out to Fudge.
If you didn't get the memo, that's what we're about.
Yeah. So, this morning, I lost my train of thought real quick. So this morning, you sent a text to our group chat, and you said something along the lines of like, "Oh, I'm really upset I don't get to go to this Patriots game because the weather is awesome today."
I think
right?
I phrased it more like it would definitely because I went outside. I took Leo out.
Okay,
and it was just like fucking blowing wind in my fucking face. And I'm carrying the recycling. Recycling's blowing out of the barrel. So I'm like, I get back inside. I go, man, I really wish I was at this Patriots game where it's going to be fucking 30 and wind instead of being in my heated house on the couch.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's almost exactly what you wrote. And then I responded something along the lines of like, yeah, I'm really jealous I'm not there. I might just go sit outside in my underwear and watch the game and pretend like I'm actually there to get the effect. So we're obviously talking shit about the game, right? Because if you're not in New England and it's not Sunday, right? Because it won't be when you're listening to this. It was really fucking cold today. At one point I looked at the weather and I think it was like 37 degrees, but the wind chill said it feels like 23. So it was really fucking cold today. And so we're like, yeah, you know, we're just talking shit because that's what we do. So what happens? We are such fucking pieces of shit, me in particular here. When 1:00 rolls around, I can't watch the Patriots game. And it's funny because it turns out that Vinny, other friend of the show here, actually went to the game. He was at the game today while we were talking shit, being like, oh yeah, it's going to fucking suck. It's so cold, whatever. Vinny's there. So like I said, 1:00 rolls around. I go to put the game on CBS and it's Face the Nation. And it's like some old dude talking about like the Republicans trying to fucking go after Biden now and like the Hunter Biden laptop and shit. And I'm like, all right, maybe it's like a special. Maybe it's just like running long. It's no big deal, whatever. Like it's fine. Like it'll go off. Let me just start on Red Zone. So I watched like 10 minutes of Red Zone, and then Twitter tells me that there was a technical dilemma or something. There was a delay with the kickoff in the Patriots game because of technical difficulties, whatever. So they were kicking off at 1:10, not 1:00. So I was like, all right, cool. I'll just watch Red Zone for a little bit and then I'll flip over. So like 1:15, I flip over and it's still Face the Nation. And I'm like, well, this is really fucking weird. I guess I can't get the fucking Patriots game. So I go back to Red Zone and I just can't figure it out. So I go and get my laptop because sometimes I'll like put the laptop on the TV, like the fucking stand next to the couch. So I have the big TV obviously in front of me and then the laptop. Usually I'll put Red Zone on the laptop so I can watch the Patriots game on the big TV. But I was like, let me just try it on the laptop. Let me see what it is. So I go to YouTube TV on the laptop and I click CBS, which is whatever right there on YouTube TV. So I click it and I get an error message that said WPRI is currently unavailable. Please try again in a few moments. I'm like, okay, well, that's pretty sick, I guess. So I wait a little bit, and I tried again. Same error message: WPRI is unavailable. I'm like, all right, well, is it just everything? So then I click on Fox, and I can get the Detroit Giants game that was on Fox at 1 o'clock. I can watch that no problem. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So I just watch Red Zone, and Jones is texting me being like, hey, if I give you my login for like this fucking thing, maybe it'll go. And I'm like, I don't know, man. It's all geotagged. Like it's not, I don't know if it's going to work. So I can't fucking watch the Patriots game. It took me like 45 minutes. And then finally the error message for WPRI changed. And it was like, hey, if you can't watch this, try going to cbs.com. So then, but that's only on my laptop, right? It doesn't happen on the TV because there's no fucking like web browser on the TV. So I go to cbs.com. I have to log in with my YouTube TV credentials. And then lo and behold, I can watch the Patriots game. So I missed probably almost the whole first quarter, I think. But what the fuck? Like, obviously, because we talk shit about not going to the game and it being way too fucking cold. And then here we are. I can't watch the game.
In retrospect, you didn't miss anything.
No, I didn't, because that game was fucking garbage trash. But that's just the kind of shit out there. So, like I said, if you're new to the show and you're like, oh, they talk a lot of shit. They say like things are, they say they're assholes. You can't do anything right. Nope. This is quite literally the reason why. Yeah.
Well, and again, we've been saying it for a long time. We can control the outcomes of sporting events.
Yeah.
Just by wagering.
Yeah.
So now we're even tapping into like power outages or feed outages, things like that.
Yeah. Yeah. It was actually pretty funny. Well, I thought it was funny, at least. We got new work phones a couple weeks ago for my job, because we all had the old iPhone 8s. So as a company, we were all upgrading to the new, I don't know, 13, 14. It doesn't fucking matter, whatever it is, whatever we got. So our company uses Verizon. So they shipped the brand new phone to each of our houses individually. And they sent to my house, they sent a massive box with 10 like Verizon bubble wrap bag sleeves. And I was like, that's weird. Why do I have 10 of them? So I'm like, whatever. So as a tangent there, come to find out, for some reason, I was the only one that got the big box with 10 of the return sleeves. There's 10 people on the New England team. And I was like, I don't know what to do here. I was talking to like one of the people that works in like the HR, and I was like, do I need to like bring this somewhere and like distribute this to people? And she was like, no, I'm working on it with Verizon to get people sent their individual stuff to them. But like, hold on to the box, because Verizon only sent us one return label in my box, and that we might have to just put all 10 phones in that box and ship it all as one. And I'm like, obviously, right? Like, obviously, I'm the fucking dickhead that gets the box that I'm now going to have to go around and collect everyone's shit and mail it out, which ended up not happening, but like, because they figured it out. But still, obviously, that's me. So that's like the side shit, right? Like, if you don't think that's enough, right? You're like, oh, that sucks, but like, that's nothing crazy. Well, here you go. Get ready for this. So I go to activate my new phone, and there's an instruction list that comes with Verizon. This is how you do it. Follow the instructions. Open your other phone, open your new phone, swipe up, do the transfer of information, which is great. The new phone pops up. It does like the hello, hola, whatever iPhone shit when it's a new one. And then you pick English, and then it automatically like flashes on the screen. Would you like to transfer from, and it says the name of my work phone that's open literally right next to it. They're like fucking touching. And I go, yes, I would like to do that. So I go, great. And it starts the transfer. And then I get a message that says, please contact Verizon at this number. Like, please dial this number to complete your transfer or your activation of your new phone. So I'm like, okay. So I dial the number and it's an automated Verizon line. And it comes up and it goes, please enter your phone number. So I enter my work phone number. This is again from my work phone. And I get a message that says, we do not recognize that phone number. Please try again. So I go, okay. So I enter it again. And I'm like, now I'm second guessing myself, right? I'm like, do I not know my work phone number? I mean, I know I've only had it for like, 9 months, but like, I'm pretty sure I know my work phone number. And I'm looking and I'm like, nope, this is definitely it. So I enter the phone number in again, and it goes, we're sorry. We don't recognize that phone number. Please stay on the line for customer assistance, whatever. So 25 minutes of waiting on hold. I finally get a human, and I talk to someone and I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to activate my new phone I got for work. What do I have to do? I tried to enter my number and I got an error message that it doesn't exist. And they go, okay, is this for business? And I just go, yeah, it's my work phone. And she goes, okay, let me transfer you. It's okay. It was a brief hold, maybe like 45 seconds. I get transferred over to the business line department. And I talk to someone, I explain the situation, and they're like, yeah, I'm really sorry. That's not what we do here. This is for like independent, like whatever they said. This is for like business lines in particular, like commercial lines. You technically have a work phone, but it's a personal line, whatever. And I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. All right. So can you transfer me
back?
So I go, can you transfer me back? And he's like, yeah, but you're going to have to like go back into the queue. And I was like, so I just hang up and I do something else. And then I try again. So I go back, I try it again, and I get the same thing. Please dial this number to complete the transfer. I dial the phone number, same thing. Enter your phone number. We're sorry, we don't recognize that. Please stay on the line for help. Another 25 minutes goes by, and I get another person, and I go, here's the deal. This is my second time calling. I have a work phone. This is not a business line because I already got transferred to the wrong place. All I need to do is activate my phone. I was told to call this phone number. When I entered my phone number, it said it was not recognized, so I have to wait for you. Please help me, and please don't transfer me somewhere else that I'm not supposed to go. And the lady was like, okay, no problem. Let's do this. And she goes, okay, let's go back. She runs me through the entire process of like transferring the information on my phone. And at first I was like, all right, like I already did this and I got to the point where it told me to call you. So can we pick up there? And she's like, yeah, so what you have to do, and then she like repeats the process from step one. And I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, so you clearly have no idea what I'm talking about. So I went through the entire process again from step one. And I got to the point where it said, please dial this number. And I go, I'm at the point where it's telling me to call you, but I'm already on the phone with you. Is there something you can do on your end to just bypass this? And she's like, oh, okay, yeah, hold on 1 second. And she like does something, and I get like a push notification to my phone, and it's like, are you this person trying to do this or whatever? And I click yes. And it's like, boom, it takes me to the next step. And I'm like, you motherfucker. All you had to do was just do that. Whatever you just did, all you had to do was just do that like 10 minutes ago. And like, I could have been off the phone already. And then we get through, and then she tries to tell me to like do something else. She's like, oh, now you have to do like a manual transfer or something. And I was like, yeah, but it's telling me that I can just do an automatic transfer. Like, isn't that better? And she's like, yeah, but just do the manual one right now. And I was like, okay. So I was literally on the phone for like an hour and 15 minutes, if you include both things. And I'm in a meeting or I was supposed to be in a meeting with my coworkers, and I'm like sending them a Teams chat being like, hey, really sorry, like I'm on the phone with Verizon trying to activate my phone, whatever. And then my boss's boss, who runs the East Coast, is like, really? Like I activated my phone with no problems. Like I didn't have any issues. I didn't even have to dial a phone number to talk to Verizon. And I go, I'm really not surprised that this would happen to me. I know no one really gets this, but like this kind of stuff happens to me all the time. And like, I'm really used to it. Like, it's not a big deal. So like the director of the fucking East Coast of my company thinks I'm a fucking retard. Because she's like, I didn't have any problems. Like it was the easiest thing in the world. And I was like, yeah, well, have you met me? I'm a fucking piece of shit.
Yep.
And I can't do anything right. So
No,
after
it doesn't just go that way.
an hour and 15 minutes, I finally got my phone to the point where like I could use it.
Yeah, dude. It took me 4 fucking attempts to get an appointment to get contacts. Remember that whole thing?
Yeah, yeah. How's that going, by the way? How's the contact life treating you?
Yeah, we're getting better at them.
Yeah.
I can get them in a reasonable amount of time now.
Yeah. Under a minute.
I'd say if it takes me 3 attempts on a side, then something ain't right.
Yeah, yeah. Well, there you go.
Or it's 3. There's usually 3 attempts or less per side. I'm better with the right side.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I have like those drops like religiously because they fucking dry out on me.
Oh yeah, shit. That's.
But I'm not going a month. I fucking am not going to monthlies. So.
Oh yeah,
or weeklies or anything.
Yeah, it's easy. Just take them out, throw them away.
Yeah. So I'll deal with some fucking dryness and eye drops.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's that. Again, there's just more and more examples that we have here of why we suck and we can't do anything right. Right. And the fucking director of the East Coast of my company got to experience that.
Yep.
But it turns out I wasn't the only person that had problems. Like there was another guy that I work with who wasn't able to send text messages or make outgoing phone calls, but could receive messages and receive phone calls.
That's
so he was
good.
Yeah, so he was like, well, it's really awesome because I can't respond to anybody from my work phone, but I can get a phone call if someone calls. So it was like, and his phone was fucked up for like a week and a half.
Was he able to? Yeah, because it's probably like, oh, well, call Verizon. It's like,
yeah, I
can't call.
Yeah, yeah.
That probably means you got to go to the store, which is always great.
Yeah, yeah. So it's always fucking something, right?
Generally,
yeah. What else we got here? Oh, swing and a miss on the death pool. This one actually kind of sucks. Jason David Frank, who is better known as Jason the Green Power Ranger. If you're born probably before 1996, you probably know him as the Green Power Ranger and or the White Power Ranger.
Oh, is that the ones that were the same? It was the green and white.
Yeah, they were the same dude. Tommy the Power Ranger. He died. I don't know if it was today, but it made the news today. He was 49 years old, I think he was. And the early reports are that he killed himself, which is unfortunate. I guess his second wife had filed for divorce back in August, and they were in the process, and he had obviously been divorced one time before, and I think they said he had 4 kids total. I don't know. I guess he'd been going through some shit, and he fucking killed himself. So that sucks. But
that wouldn't be a good hit.
No,
in the death pool.
No, it wouldn't. That's one of those where you're like, ah, fuck, I'm kind of an
again,
an
also
asshole.
it's like if you grabbed like a seemingly healthy 49-year-old person and
Yeah,
it's like and they killed themselves, it's like, how the fuck did you guess that?
right, right. What are you from the future? You
Yeah.
fuck. What do you work for the Simpsons?
Yeah. Never mind. It's like profiting off tragedy.
Yeah, 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 exactly. We're not politicians here. We don't need to do that.
No.
But yeah, RAP to Jason David Frank.
Dude, it's funny. For as much as I liked that show when I was a kid, I don't remember anything about it.
I had
Not one thing.
I had the White Power Ranger to my 5th birthday party, maybe when I was like somewhere between 4 and 6. It was like Power Ranger themed, and the White Ranger showed up, obviously. So it was like, it's funny. It was probably some dude who fucking reeked of cigarettes at the
time. Your fucking uncle.
Yeah, yeah. So,
yeah, I don't remember anything about the show. I think I had a green action figure though.
I had all of them. I had the ones where like you push the belt thing and the chest opens up and the head flips.
Yeah,
so it would go from like their regular person to their Power Ranger helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had all of them. I had the fucking Zords, the fucking whatever they were called, Megazord. Is that what they was called?
Again, dude, this is the amazing thing. I do not remember anything.
That was legitimately my favorite show.
I think it was for me too. Like, I had the movies, I had the action figures, I watched it all the time, but couldn't tell you. The only thing I remember now is the Black Ranger was black, the Yellow Ranger was Asian,
the Pink Ranger was a girl.
Woman. Like, that's all I can remember at this point.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. All right, what else we got going on here? Here's a fun one. So let me see. No, I'll just do it. I was gonna try and save it, but no, well, I'll just do it. So I was listening to a podcast the other day. Shout out to the Drinking Bros podcast. And they drummed up this wild scenario that I'm gonna lay it out here for you guys. And I think it's absolutely fucking hilarious. And I want to see your thoughts on this. So as it stands, right? By the time this comes out, it'll be about a week since Donald Trump announced that he was officially running for president in 2024. So a lot of people feel very strongly about that one way or the other. I think he's a fucking moron. And he's just a fucking dumbass, but whatever. That's neither here nor there. The interesting thing, and now I could be wrong, and like maybe again, by the time this comes out tomorrow morning, we might have different information. Maybe different information has already come out and I've just missed it. But to my knowledge, as it stands at this moment, at 7:40 p.m. on Sunday night, he has not said anything about running as a Republican. He just announced that he was running for president in 2024. So Dan Holloway, shout out to Dan from the Drinking Bros, said that he has heard rumors from people that have ties to people in Washington. So, it's a friend of a friend, but still
like a guy who knows a guy.
Yeah. He who knows Charlie Coyle. But he's probably a lot more connected than most people. Said that there are very strong rumors that Trump is going to run as an independent candidate in 2024, that he's not going to run as a Republican. So a couple things here. Everyone immediately came out, right, when he announced he was running for president. And what was the knee-jerk reaction, right, was, well, he's going to fuck everything up for DeSantis. We want DeSantis. DeSantis is like the darling of the country right now. If you're not like an uber fucking liberal, you love this guy. Which I personally don't really know too much about him other than like he seemed to be the only governor that was like level-headed during COVID, and like people love him, right? Like, so for example, in 2018, when he first ran for governor, he won by 40,000 votes in total. In the entire state of Florida, he won by 40,000 votes. In this last election 2 weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago at this point, when he won by 20 percentage points of the entire state. So he went from winning by 40,000 votes total, which is probably like 1%, less than 1%. I don't know how many people live in Florida, but I would imagine it's quite a bit. And he won by 20 percentage points this time. People fucking love this guy. Anyone who's like a conservative or Republican or whatever, even if you're a center, if you're a moderate, there's moderates that love this guy. Like I said, he's the darling, right? Everyone is pretty much, like this guy, he's probably going to run in 2024 and he'll probably win if he has to go against Biden. So when Trump officially announced last week that he was running in 2024, everyone was flipping out. They were like, fuck this guy. He's taking it away from DeSantis. And then other people were like, well, this is going to get interesting, right? Because the Republican primaries are going to be DeSantis against Trump, and everyone's lining this up. And people are saying that Trump declared so early to deter DeSantis from actually running, saying all this shit. Enter Dan Holloway and his contacts and his theory that Trump isn't actually going to run as an independent. So potentially in 2024, you could have Joe Biden versus Ron DeSantis versus Donald Trump. Now, a couple things here. I don't know if it's a conspiracy, but I'll call it like a quasi-conspiracy that laid out is phenomenal. So I didn't know this, but I'm gonna lay out all the stuff for you here, and then I want to get your opinion on this. So if that is indeed the case, right, I think we can all agree that Donald Trump will win a significant amount of votes, right? Like people that love Trump. Like he's a very polarized figure, right? It's fair.
Yes.
So some states, when it comes to the Electoral College, have an all or none thing. So if you win the popular vote in that state, you get all of the electoral votes for that state. I think that's fucking stupid, but we don't have to get into that. Some states actually do it what I would consider the right way. Whereas if a state has 10 electoral votes and someone wins 60% of the vote, they get six electoral votes and the other person gets 4. So because of that, because there's no uniformity across the country, there's a very real possibility that Donald Trump wins a good amount of electoral votes. Now, herein lies the rub. People do not like Joe Biden currently, right? No one has any faith that he would actually win an election. However, if Donald Trump ran, he would take votes away from the Republican candidate. Now, the theory, as Dan laid it out, was that Biden is so unpopular that he'll get some votes and he'll win some things. But what would potentially happen is no one of the 3 candidates would receive the necessary 270 electoral votes required to win, to be declared a winner. So, which again is a very real possibility, right? I don't know how many total electoral votes there are, but say if there's fucking, I don't know, 550 or whatever, Trump might get 90. DeSantis might get like 190, and then Biden might get like 250, right? Or 230, something like that. No one has enough votes to win. Well, this is the part I was unaware of. If there is an election, a presidential election, where neither candidate or no candidate across the board receives 270 electoral votes in order to win, then the vote goes to the House of Representatives.
Oh God.
Which, who currently controls the House of Representatives?
Republicans.
The Republicans.
That's fucking carnage. I want the carnage. That's what I want. So I guess by default that means I want DeSantis, because if that situation plays out, then the House goes to the vote goes to the House, and they're gonna vote DeSantis in.
Correct.
Is there enough of a margin though? Like I know the Republicans have the majority, but do they have like enough of a buffer for like the couple idiots?
Yeah, the couple idiots that would still vote for Trump.
Yeah.
And the Republican side. Yeah, I don't actually know.
All right. Yeah, dude, I want the carnage. The chaos. Give me that. Watching people's fucking heads explode.
How insane would that be?
So I want that so badly that there's no way it can happen.
Yeah.
Literally, like, you want to talk Penn State fucking end around or whatever? It is literally impossible.
Yeah.
For that to happen, because I want it so bad.
Yeah. Yep. So as it stands, the GOP holds 221 seats in the House, and the Democrats have 214. So that's what, 7? That's 7 more votes.
I also pulled up a table of electoral votes by state. So 55 for California, that's a fucking problem.
Yeah.
And I also don't know how many of these are all or none, but.
Oh, right. True.
Massachusetts even gets 11. So Massachusetts, Michigan. That's 21 right there for the two of them. Does DC get anything? Yeah, they got 3. That's like nothing. Does Virginia go blue? Are they north enough?
I think Virginia's purple.
Okay. Pennsylvania's probably going to go blue. It shouldn't, but it probably will. New York, 29. Fuck. And then 14 for New Jersey. Jeez, man. Fuck. It's a lot to overcome for my fucking chaos situation.
Yeah. But how many does Florida have?
I just X'd out of it.
Because I bet Florida probably has like fucking 40.
I want to say it's like 29.
Because if California has 55, Florida's got to have 40-ish. Texas probably has the second most.
I think they got 38.
Texas does?
Yeah.
So then maybe Florida has like 35, 30.
I want to say I'm pulling it back up. 29 for Florida.
Okay.
It's big. There's just not a lot of people there, or not enough people there.
Yeah.
Actually, I guess that's a lot of people. It's the same amount as fucking New York. That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, just some of these states are so fucking marginal. Like you win Montana, New Hampshire, Nebraska right there. That's fucking like 12 for the 3 of them.
Yeah. So there's 6 races that have yet to be called.
Wait, we're still doing that?
Oh, yeah.
We still don't know who won?
Oh, yeah. In the House for the... So as I'm looking at the map...
Won't Tuesday be 2 weeks?
Yeah, of course.
I've only heard of one runoff. How many runoffs are there?
Well, that's in the Senate. That's Herschel Walker.
That's not even reps?
No.
Oh, Jesus
That's
Christ.
for the Senate. So the Senate is decided. The Senate is 50 to 49 right now. And Herschel Walker, yeah. But the Senate is moot because even if Herschel Walker wins,
the vice president breaks
the vice president is the tiebreaker, yeah. So Alaska, which
I mean, that's also shitty logic. And I know that's what people say, but not every Republican is going to vote just with their team.
Right.
So all it takes is one Republican not to go that way, and then you don't even need to involve the fucking vice president.
Basically, yeah.
Well, is it 2/3 shit?
Yeah, that's some like weird shit. Like when you want to do some weird shit, you need a 2/3 majority.
God, it's so fucking confusing.
Yeah. But yeah, there's one in Alaska, which is the only thing. Like the entire state of Alaska is only one fucking representative. So there's one in Alaska, 4 in California, and 1 in Colorado. So those are the six races that still remain uncalled. So the 221 to 214 could potentially change. So, I mean, that would certainly be chaos, right?
Oh, I want that so bad.
I am so down for that. I hope it fucking happens.
Oh, I want that so badly.
I do. I want it so fucking bad.
I will say, so as a non-political person, I don't trust that the people who really hate Biden will be enough to do anything, because there's certain states that he already has. So, I mean, we could go through. I'm not doing it. We could go through. We could pencil in how many votes he's already getting.
So, yeah. So I just had this thought. It would be a very interesting situation if it were the 3 of them running, right? Because in a scenario where it's Joe Biden versus Donald Trump, you get the alleged 81 million votes for Joe Biden, who it's the most votes that any president has ever gotten in the history of the country, right? Because people hate Donald Trump so much, they will go out and vote for Biden just because they hate Trump.
Right.
So if it ends up being Biden versus Trump again, you're going to have the same result, right? People fucking hate Trump. Even people that liked Trump the first time, myself included, I'm done with him. Like, I didn't vote for him, but I thought he was fun. Like, I thought it was a good time, and not anymore. I'm done with the bullshit, right? Just move on. However, if you introduce Ron DeSantis, right? If you have someone who's a moderate Democrat who would absolutely by no means vote for Donald Trump, they might vote for DeSantis because they might be in the camp of being like, I'm sick of Biden. I'm sick of Trump. You know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say? Where it's like, if it was Trump or Biden, they go Biden. But if it's Trump, Biden, or DeSantis, they might go DeSantis.
I don't know. Maybe it's just hard for me to see because I know that the entire Northeast minus New Hampshire, I just know where they're going.
Yeah. Well, Maine's a sneaky one.
Yeah, but Maine's not worth anything.
No, it's not. They probably have 3 electoral votes.
So it's like, I don't know. Maybe if I was in a different part of the country, it would make more sense to me.
Yeah.
But I just look at it like people vote by their team.
Yeah. But I think Biden is super unpopular right now.
I think he is too. I guess that's why. I guess so. And this is the problem with like really not knowing what the fuck is going on. I don't know which states are swing states, and I don't know which states have whatever many votes. So it's like, who needs to be convinced, or who really swings this election? Because I know we know where Massachusetts, New York, California, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Vermont, we know where they're going.
Right. And we also know
New York, New Jersey,
Texas, Alabama, Kentucky, Oklahoma.
Like Alabama and Kentucky aren't worth anything.
No, I know. But you know where they're going, right?
Exactly.
I think the real.
But my question is, because we know that Trump's going to pull from DeSantis or whoever the Republican candidate is.
Right.
He's just gonna. So it's like, and again, I don't know which states are all or none or whatever. But like, because Georgia was a fucking shit show last time. Well, is Georgia going to pull between Trump, DeSantis? Like, are they going to fracture that enough that Biden's going to go ahead and win that? Even if a lot of people hate him?
Yeah.
Because I also don't know what these state constitutions are like. Like, if you only get 48% of the popular vote, but that's a majority, does it count?
Right.
Because it doesn't in the
Senate.
congressional votes, or at least for the Senate.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm saying is like say last year Biden edged at like 51 to 49%. And now that 49 gets fractured and like DeSantis only polls like 40. Now he does pull some from Biden because people don't like him, but what if Biden still comes in at 47?
Right.
Like, does he win that state, and is it an all or none? Like that's the type of shit that
there is a lot.
That's the type of shit that concerns me, that we won't get chaos.
Right.
No, I want it really bad.
We always root for chaos.
The best thing that could happen is if Biden doesn't run again.
Yeah, but the other part of that is like, who the fuck would they run?
They would run a fucking lunatic. And then people would get actually scared, because they look at, I think a lot of people look at Biden and go, well, he's old and whatever, and he's just whatever. But like, if they ever fucking trotted AOC out there against DeSantis and Trump, that would be fucking chaotic. That would be phenomenal. I don't think they'll do it. She's too nuts.
Yeah, well, she's not old enough yet either.
Oh, she's not 35?
No, not yet. I think she's like 32. She'll be eligible in 2028.
Fuck. Well, I think Harris, people feel the same way. So let's say it's Harris.
Yeah, well, people fucking hate her.
People hate her.
Yeah.
I think they hate her more than Biden.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's fair. That's a very fair call.
That would be chaos. I think we'd be more likely to get that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is the problem, though. If Trump does run by himself, I think Biden wins again.
That's the thing. They're going to have to either kill him or convince him somehow to not run, because Biden has come out and said multiple times now that he's running in 2024. I've heard some rumors that the real guy who they really want to put up there is Gavin Newsom. Which, Jesus fucking Christ, dude, like, hold your fucking horses if that's the case. But that to my previous comment of either killing him off or like somehow like threatening, I don't know, impeaching him, right? And there's another rabbit hole that I can get down in a minute, but let me stick to this one.
Could they put him in an asylum?
When's the last time that a political party has primaried a sitting president? I don't think it's ever happened, right?
I don't think they do, because the sitting president has the right to run again.
Right. And so that's why I said, like, they're going to have to either fucking kill him or impeach him, whatever, get rid of him, which there's a conspiracy that this whole Republicans being in power now and trying to look into his overseas dealings and the whole Hunter Biden laptop and all this stuff. The conspiracy is that they're just going to let it happen, right? They being like the DNC is just going to let it happen, let it play out. Everyone's going to find out the truth that Hunter Biden is, potentially a piece of shit who's been in bed with the Ukrainian government and has sent money to his father, which is impeachable, right? So there's a chance that they just let Biden be a lame duck, right? They just fucking hang him out to dry and they just let him get fucking impeached so that they can start with a fresh slate in 2024 with their guy, Gavin Newsom.
And then they would get 8 years of that person while potentially going against a fractured Republican Party.
Correct. Because they don't want to run Kamala because she somehow is less likable than Biden.
She might be like the least likable person on planet Earth.
Potentially, yeah. They can't run Buttigieg because he can't fucking do his job. He's just not qualified. He was the mayor of a fucking like Gary, Indiana, and then like became the fucking transportation czar and like couldn't do that. He couldn't do that job. Like, you can't run this guy. You can't run Buttigieg, right? And also, there's enough people in the country that still aren't okay with the whole gay thing, which is fucking stupid. Let me be very blunt. I think it's fucking stupid. However, we have to be realistic here.
Yeah, there is a southern part of the United States.
There is enough people in the country that would go against that. because he is gay. So like, who the fuck else are they gonna trot an 82-year-old Bernie Sanders out? Because they won't trot an 82-year-old Joe Biden out. You know what I mean? Like, the AOC's not old enough, right? Like, Klobuchar, she's like fucking milk toast. Like, she's so fucking blah. She got the pants beat off her in the original thing by Biden and Kamala and all those people. Like, she was out of the race right after Kamala Harris, and Kamala Harris, oddly enough, was the first one to drop out of the race. Tulsi's gone, right? They don't have Tulsi. Like, it's, I don't know. They don't have anybody to run, which is why there's the rumor about Gavin Newsom, and that this whole thing with the Hunter Biden thing and the sketchy business and all this stuff, now that the Republicans have control of the House, that they just fucking let him go, right? They're like, oh, look at this. We found hard information. We got to get rid of this guy. And then we have, 9 months of President Harris. And then we can start fresh again. But
I want the chaos.
I want the chaos. I want Trump to run as an independent. I want it to be Biden, Trump, DeSantis. I want it to be a 3-way race between the three of them.
Triple threat match.
Yeah, the triple threat. The TLC.
Triple, yeah. Hell in a cell.
I mean, if it did end up being Newsom, DeSantis, and Trump, I think it's probably still good enough to have no one get the 270. Like, I don't think people are super fond of Gavin Newsom.
I don't think they are either. I just, my real concern just comes again. I'd have to, like, first of all, I would need someone smarter than me. I would have to actually figure out what states are all or none. What are they worth?
Yeah.
Where do they swing?
I think the real battleground states, quote, if you want to call them that, are Pennsylvania, Ohio, Virginia, and Georgia.
Isn't Arizona typically one?
Yes, Arizona is one. And I think New Hampshire is too.
Yeah, it's only worth 4.
But so what is that?
Illinois, is Illinois blue?
Yeah, Illinois. Well, it's funny because the entire state is red.
Except for Chicago.
Chicago is so big that it makes the whole state go blue.
Yeah.
So yeah, what did I just rattle off? Pennsylvania, Virginia, New Hampshire, Ohio, Georgia, and Arizona. There's 6. I was good because I was going to guess there were 6 or 7 like true battleground states that like basically decide every election.
Well, Florida's a swing, but if DeSantis goes, then it's not a swing.
It's not red. A swing. Yeah, it's gonna be fucking red as fuck.
Red as a baboon's ass.
Yeah.
Will it be as red as this last red wave?
Yeah. Well, in Florida, there was a massive red wave. They said he won by 20 percentage points.
Yeah, it was 1.5 million votes. I looked it up.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, I always root for chaos. I'm always down for it.
I'd be so up for that.
And like I said, I can't take credit for that. That is from Dan Holloway and the Drinking Bros podcast. But
well, I mean, to be fair, all he did was lay out what is United States law.
Right. And I was unaware of what would happen if no presidential candidate received the 270 electoral votes. I didn't know that the vote would go to the House, which I think is fucking hilarious.
That is funny. Oh, so good.
So now, obviously, right, I've seen a couple people since Dan has come out and say that. I've seen some people that come out and say, oh, Trump is playing fucking 12-dimensional chess because he's taken all the heat and he's getting the media to defend DeSantis, right? So it's like DeSantis is the Republican candidate, but mainstream media is going to defend DeSantis because he's going to be in the ire of Trump. So everyone's like, well, fuck Trump. and Trump is going after DeSantis, that must mean DeSantis is okay. And like mainstream media is going to get behind a Republican candidate. Like, so everyone's like, oh, Trump is playing 12-dimensional chess. Like he's helping DeSantis by trying to fucking, go against him in public. And it's like all these people are like, it's like a WWE script. You know what I mean? Like it's like this whole like giant plan, to which I say, like, I don't know if I really believe that. I think Trump is just a fucking megalomaniac. But I mean, it is really funny.
There is also only 2 states that fracture their votes. It's Maine and Nebraska, which is
okay.
Like 8 total.
Yeah. I didn't know that. I thought there were more.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it changed over the years, but
yeah.
It says 48 states have the all or whatever.
Yeah. That's so fucking stupid. That's so dumb. Because you can literally have someone win with 51%.
Well, yeah, never mind. I know people hate the Electoral College. I don't know what way to do it, truthfully.
Yeah. I mean, I think you solve the problem. I think you solve a lot of people's issues with the Electoral College if you go to the percentage vote, right? Because that's the whole thing. Like if so, like true, in Virginia, if someone wins a 51%, or in your scenario, someone wins Virginia with 49%, and they get all 16 electoral votes,
if that's possible, which we don't know.
Right, we don't know, but like just to play the game, right? Say someone wins Virginia with 49%, and like in the scenario, right? Say Joe Biden gets 49%, DeSantis gets 40, and Trump gets like fucking 17, and then there's all the other random people that that make up the other stuff.
Mickey Mouse is 3%.
Yeah, the write-in votes. Like, does that mean then that Joe Biden would get all 16 votes? Like, that's really fucking stupid, right? Like, it should be if he gets half the votes, he should get 8 electoral votes. Like I said, it should be proportional.
Well, it would incentivize people in Massachusetts that want to vote against the Democrat. It would incentivize them to vote.
It actually allows people to have their vote count a lot more.
Yeah. Did you see the Larry David thing? Did Finn send you that? When he was in the line at the election?
Yes. Yeah. He was like, "Oh, I'm good. I was going to vote for that guy."
Yeah, it's like, "Oh, you're voting for candidate A?" It's like, "Oh, candidate A, huh?" Well, I was going to vote for candidate B, so we basically cancel each other out. So you want to get out of here?
Yeah. So let's go grab a beer.
Yeah, that works for me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty fucking awesome. So that's all that fun stuff. Like I said, stay tuned. We'll see over the next 2 years, year and a half.
We're not going to get the chaos.
I know. Want it so bad. I want it so bad. So bad. But what can you do, right?
We're also 2 years out, so we'll probably forget about this, and then someone will bring it up again, and it'll be like, "Oh wow, that's awesome! I hope we get the chaos."
Yeah. Wow, that sounds like such a crazy idea.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Oh, that's weird. I feel like I might have heard that somewhere before.
That sounds kind of familiar.
Yeah. Maybe I heard it on a podcast.
We either talked about it, or I learned it in 4th grade government, whatever the fuck, social studies.
All right. You want to wrap this bitch up?
Yep.
All right. What do you got?
So I don't know what to call what I made today, but I took 2 chicken breasts, pounded them out. I also hit him with the meat hammer. So I flattened out the chicken breasts, took pecorino, or seasoned them, took pecorino. That was my first layer. Dropped some prosciutto on top.
Oh, some prosciutto.
Drop some pepperoni on top of the prosciutto. Put some provolone on top. And then some roasted red peppers. rolled up this chicken breast. So, I make everything into a nice spiral, tied it off, butcher twine, whatever the fuck, rope.
Yeah, it's rope.
Threw it back in the fridge, let it do its thing, whatever. Took it out, seared it on the pan, probably gave it like 5 minutes aside, couple minutes on each side, threw it in the oven, 15 minutes or so, took it out, let it rest. You know the drill. Quite fucking good. Quite good.
It looked good when you sent me the Snapchat of it.
It was like, I was actually, when I take on some things like that, like, have I pounded something out and tied it off and then done whatever with it before? Yeah, I have.
Yeah, but whatever.
But
sounds like a fucking wild Friday night.
It's Sunday afternoon.
Yeah. Hey, to each his own.
So I've done a brajol before, which brajol is a steak. Now they say like thin cut, whatever. I'm like, you need to fucking pound this thing out. Like if you don't fucking pound it, if you don't fucking flatten it out, like what good does it do? None. So, and a brajol is more like you make like a paste of, I forget, but it's maybe it's more like cheese, herbs, breadcrumbs, maybe a little bit of egg or something. So it makes it like a little paste, and then you roll that up. You're not rolling up like other meats and cheeses and stuff like that.
Right.
But you're also supposed to throw that in a sauce and like let it like slow cook.
Yep.
For a while. So I did that before, and it didn't come out the way I wanted it to. But I don't know. That's like one. It's like sometimes like that, dude. Sometimes that shit's hard, but this one worked out. So very happy with it. It was quite good.
Yeah.
Like actually, like, and not even just like, oh, that's like acceptable. Like, no, I was like, it was pretty fucking good.
Yeah, that's always good. Like that's always great. Like when you make something like that, and it's like, oh wow, that's really fucking good. Like that.
Yeah,
came
and
out
like
fucking
sometimes
awesome.
things do come out acceptable.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, I tried.
Right.
If I really want to, I'll keep going at it. If I don't, yeah, fuck it.
Right. So actually my final thought, going to take a similar line to what you just shared there. Last Wednesday, yeah, because I worked from home last Wednesday, and I bought a roast beef. I bought I think it was Eye of the Round last weekend. They were on sale at Market Basket, and
what were they, $2.99?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh.
So I got it, and I was like, I'm gonna make a fucking roast beef. So Tuesday night I rubbed it with Grill Your Ass Off gunpowder seasoning. Shout out to Grill Your Ass Off. You can use the promo code Sarcasm Pod to get 15% off your entire order when you go to check out there at grillyourassoff.com. Best fucking seasonings ever. So I particularly am a favorite of the gunpowder seasoning. So I rubbed gunpowder all over it. I wrapped it up. I put it in the fridge. So Wednesday afternoon, I had a break in between some of my meetings. So I threw a bunch of butter in the pan, and I got it real hot, and I seared all the sides of the roast beef. So then I threw the old meter thermometer in there. Not a sponsor of the show, but they could be if they wanted to. And I put it on the Traeger, and I cooked it at like 180 degrees for somewhere like 3 or 4 hours. I forget the exact time, but I just go by the meter thermometer, like however long it takes to get there. And I set it for 130 degrees as an internal temperature. Like I said, it took somewhere between 3 and 4 hours. So it's smoking. I pull it off when it gets to 130. I pulled it off, right just before that, let it sit. So it gets to 130 while it's sitting. Pulled it out, sliced it up, and holy shit, it was really fucking good. So I sliced it not super super thin, but obviously I sliced it thin on the thinner side, right? Because the thinner
You
you
have
slice
to
it,
with fucking
yeah,
eye round.
yeah, the thinner you slice it, the better off it is. And it was really fucking good. Like it was pretty fucking good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. So then the other day I had leftovers.
Oh, say
Yeah,
before you move on, because I wasn't paying attention. What did you cook it to internal?
130.
130. So you kept it rare.
Yeah,
That's what,
that's
medium
like
rare?
medium rare. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
rare technically is
One.
125.
Yeah. Okay. So so at
So
130 you
I pulled it at
pulled it, wrapped it,
125.
pulled it,
Yeah,
wrapped it, or pulled it, left it.
pulled it, wrapped it at 125.
Okay.
And then when it got to 130, then I sliced it.
Okay.
Um, like I said, really fucking good. So I had leftovers. So I sliced the leftovers like as thin as I could. And so yesterday I made a fucking homemade roast beef sandwich, a beef, if you will. If you're familiar with the North Shore beeves. Wasn't the same,
No,
right? It's
there's
obviously
no way
not,
it was
it's
going to
not a
be.
North Shore beef,
No
but
way.
it was pretty fucking good. I enjoyed it. Again, I had to take some liberties there. I didn't have an onion roll, so I used a Portuguese muffin. I toasted it up nice and good, so it was crispy. Again, sliced up that roast beef as thin as I could get it. And then I had to use Stubbs barbecue sauce, not James River. But it is what it is. You always obviously put the cheese on the bottom because we're not fucking Neanderthals here. And slather it with the sauce, and it was really fucking good. Now, that all of that being said, right? What I took away from this is I need a meat slicer.
I was actually just thinking that.
Out of this entire process, right? Of me being like, the roast came out delicious. It was great. It was like awesome. The roast beef sandwich with the leftovers was great. But my takeaway from this is I need to buy a meat slicer.
Oh, Festivus is around the corner.
This is true.
I don't think they're that expensive.
No, I looked on Amazon. You can get them for like $100. They're not, it's not awful. I mean, I don't know how good they are, right? For $100 one on Amazon. But all I needed to do is not like cut my finger off.
I also think I think the big thing I would look into, because you can even get, I think I just saw a Cuisinart for like 60.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know, like you got to figure that part out. I would look up how to sharpen those things, because there's probably no point to getting a slicer if you don't have a system, method, way, or whatever to keep that blade sharp.
Right.
In my opinion.
Yeah. I know a guy who might know the answer to that. Shout out to Nick again. Is that the second shout out in the show?
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know what they do. I don't know if they just replace them or if they send them out. I don't know what they do, but
yeah, they might have like a commercial knife sharpening company that comes in.
Yeah, but that's my thing, is I would just get on YouTube and see what the deal is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you'll know.
Right. Yeah. Like if it's an easy thing, then fine.
Or how much are new blades? I don't know. Like,
right. If they're like $20, then
yeah, if it's like $20 for a new blade, you can go like a year or 18 months without needing one.
Right.
Then just buy new ones.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I was like, wow, how much better would this be if I had a fucking meat slicer?
Way better, but I'm also thinking outside of hunks of beef that are just fucking unfortunate.
Yeah.
Like what else would I slice? Because I ain't getting ham or turkey.
Exactly.
I guess you could
because
slice
that was
up.
the other thing.
You could
Why?
slice pepperoni in it.
Oh, some pepperoni. I could buy stick pepperoni.
You can buy a chunk of pancetta.
Yeah, some pancetta or some mortadella.
No need for
Some
mozzarella.
adult bologna.
Yeah, Italian bologna.
Yeah. But yeah, because that was the other thing too, right? When I was looking up how much they cost, I was like, $100 isn't awful, but I was like, do I really want to spend $100 on something I'm going to use like twice a year?
That's the big one.
Yeah. Because it's not
I would lean towards no, because the other thing too is it's like you're not a fucking deli. Like
exactly. Like, what am I going to do? Start buying blocks of cheese so I can slice it myself? Like, what the fuck? You know, it's like,
no, it
it's
comes
just totally
sliced I'll tell you right now, it comes sliced for a reason.
Yeah, it's so unnecessary.
The cost of slicing the cheese is not added to you.
Yeah.
Actually, getting a whole block is probably more expensive because they don't move shit like that very quickly. So people probably like, oh, well, you know what? It's better quality. I'll just cut it myself. And it's like, no, it's not. It's the same fucking quality.
Yeah.
It's the same one.
Yep. And it's a fucking pain to the ass because you had to cut it yourself.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although if you do start making them often, could be worth it.
Could be. I could open my own roast beef place. I could
Nope.
I could take over fucking Miller's because they suck. Fuck
you
Miller's
would probably want to spend some time at an actual roast beef place if you want to know how to do it right.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, you got to get the bun. You got to griddle it.
Bro, we didn't even get that far. How the fuck do you make the roast beef the right way?
Yeah, that's a great point. You got to smoke it.
See? No, they don't smoke it at like roast beef places.
I would smoke it.
Yeah, so therefore you are not making a correct beef.
Yeah, what would that be? Would that be a pit beef?
Pit beef isn't low slow though. Pit beef's on the grill, I think.
Yeah. I don't know.
I forget. I'm trying to remember like the fucking Triple D episode I watched with pit beef. I think they just throw it on a grill.
Interesting.
It's like hot fast and they keep moving it around.
All right. Well, maybe I'll get a deli slicer. I probably won't. But I want one. Like you said, that the whole time I was like, fuck, man, I wish I had one. But
yeah, well, I mean, again, if you're gonna smoke these things, like this, so here's the other thing you could do, right? If you have a deli slicer, then it makes a lot more sense to smoke a corned beef or smoke a pastrami. Like it makes more. Pastrami is fucking not Italian. So
yeah, is it Polish?
I don't even know.
What the fuck is pastrami?
It could go like, so I know the Jewish delis in New York make it a lot. Is it Jewish?
Yeah, it's brisket. I think it's Jewish brisket.
Well, corned beef is also in.
It's Irish brisket. Shit.
They are all brisket.
Shitty. It's shitty brisket. That's what it is.
Corned beef?
Corned beef sucks.
Do we do this every year? Do you make it on the smoker? No, we do this because I rant about
how Irish food sucks.
Yeah, and it's like how on St. Patty's Day they take something that could be good and they cook it in the worst way possible.
Yeah.
Okay, we've done that before.
Yeah.
Corned beef doesn't suck.
So
corned beef boiled sucks.
I just looked it up. Pastrami is Romanian.
That makes sense.
It's a Romanian brisket.
Eastern Bloc.
Yeah. One of the iconic meats of Romanian cuisine as well as American Jewish cuisine.
Yeah, I mean, like if you did get the slicer, then you can like kind of rotate between getting something cheap to make just straight roast beef. You could get a corned beef, which you seem to be very, very fucking pessimistic towards, even though I've put one on a smoker before. It's good. And like the same thing, you could smoke a pastrami too, because I think a pastrami is just a corned beef with decent seasoning on it.
Yeah, potentially.
But it's up to you.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe if I get bored, just buy a fucking deli slicer. It's so funny. Like that's the shit you do now, right? When you're fucking 30 and over, you're like, I guess I'll buy a deli slicer. Like before, it'd be like, oh, I just bought a fucking plane ticket to Denver. Like, I guess I'm going to Denver. You know, just do stupid shit like that. And now I'm like, I guess I'll just buy a deli slicer. I don't know. But whatever.
I think it's got potential.
Yeah. I think I agree. I think there is some legit potential there. So we'll see. We'll see how I feel over the next little bit. So that's gonna do it for us. So thank you for watching. If you're on YouTube, remember thumbs up, subscribe, like, rate, review if you're audio. Go to, if you use Spotify or iTunes, leave us 5 stars over there. Tell everybody you know about the show. You can get us on Instagram at Sarcasm Speaks Pod. We're on Twitter at Sarcasm_speaks. Facebook is Sarcasm Speaks. The website is sarcasmspeaks.com. Go to the merch store, buy some merch. You get quite literally anything with our logo on it. What else? Oh, thank you to mybookie.com. Use the promo code SarcasmPod to double your first deposit up to $1,000 at mybookie.com. Already gave a shout out to grillyourassoff.com, so don't forget to go there and use that promo code SarcasmPod over there. And I think that is it. So until next time.